Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from CALIX Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from CALIX Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calixsolutions.io.
And we are live. And when I say we, I mean me and Patrick. I am in Arizona. Patrick is in Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, home of the oh my God, it's hot and you're going to drown because of the humidity. I'm in Arizona where oh my God, it's hot and you're going to shrink into a fucking raisin.
Yeah.
It absorbs all of the humidity out of you.
Yeah, so we have both types of summer weather. We're actually our what is it? Dew point was at 75 today, which makes the humidity about 80% and 93 to 95 degrees. We have a cold front coming in. So
ooh, a little chill this morning, huh?
Well, that's this evening. This evening we get down into the 70s finally. And that should hold for about 12 hours. And
then right back at it.
It's that we got a break for about 5 days, and then you're right, we go back in. So.
Yeah, but luckily at the house you have your swimming pool and your hot tub. So just in case it's a little chilly, you get in the hot tub. If it's really hot, you jump into the swimming pool. So you should be okay.
Yes.
All right, brother. Let's jump right in there. Today, Trump rolls out the report on the Bitcoin or the crypto strategy announcement or whatever the fuck it's going to be. And I think that Trump is not going to want to really push up the price of actual Bitcoin, because why would you? If you actually plan on buying it, why would you hype up the price? What are your thoughts on that?
I think there are other things that he wants to get ironed out, and a lot of it's on the tariff front, because it does impact the price of cryptos. I think you're right. I don't think he wants to see any significant change one way or the other in the price of it. And they're still trying to figure out exactly where everything falls. Who's going to have regulatory responsibility? I know to some extent there are some things where the CFTC is going to have it, and then where does the SEC come in? And I wouldn't be surprised if they create an office within one of the regulatory agencies that's responsible for cryptos.
Well, I would agree with that, because why wouldn't you? I mean, you can't really look at these and go, okay, well, we'll just throw them in with all of the other, shit we handle.
Right.
You really have to have employees of the agency that really put their heads around what exactly cryptos are. So.
Right. Great point. And that was part of the problem with Gensler is he didn't have the bench strength within the SEC. He also didn't have an objective perspective on it, even though his brother's out there making a lot of money, making a lot of hay on XRP.
Yep.
but that's a story for another day.
Yeah, and really, he was all agenda. You know, he wasn't an honest player, because really they screwed all of us, because we had every corporation ask, what are the rules? Oh, well, we're not going to give you the rules. Okay. And we're going to prosecute you. Okay. Right. What rule? Well, we don't have a rule that we're actually going to prosecute you against, because we didn't give you any rules. We're just going to apply some random 1891 rule that you screwed up. And how in the hell can you run a business when you don't know the rules? And then not only do you not have any fucking guidelines, they literally come after you over shit that you don't have guidelines on. He was an Elizabeth Warren tool. That's what he was.
Lapdog. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And now I think what they're really going to roll out is what they want in legislation to help it grow. It's like, all right, here's what we are legislatively going to really shoot for. Because executive orders are nice. They can just, we're not going to.
Well,
we're going to adhere.
Right. And John Kennedy, the senator from Louisiana, was making this statement in one of the committee hearings, where he was saying, I'm fearful that we have people who are going to be creating legislation that don't understand exactly the implications of what we're creating here, or they do and they take advantage of the situation.
Yep. Oh, I completely agree, because see, Elizabeth Warren is a right to actually be worried, because we are replacing their system. And she keeps on actually saying, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. This is well, yeah, if you live or if you run the corrupt existing system, and you have something else roll out that is going to destroy your system, of course you're going to be worried about it. You'll be like, well, wait a second. We run this shit. What's this whole, I don't like something that we really, and she has said it flat out. As this grows, we lose our control. And she's saying it in like that's a negative.
Right. Well, the bigger thing is that the dinner table has to get larger, because we're creating opportunities for people here who never would have had that opportunity to sit at the table with the big boys. And yeah, she's going to have to be eating with the unclean is what she's concerned about. Yeah, my forefathers came unwashed. My forefathers came over on the Mayflower, and I just can't be rubbing elbows with you peasant folks. Yeah, I mean, it's.
Oh my God, who let all of the plebs in?
Yeah. The funny thing is, the folks from who came over on the Mayflower were actually being kicked out of England. They didn't want them around. Yeah. Not unlike the folks that went to Australia. And a lot of the folks who came here. Oh yeah.
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 Australian was viewed as just a large fucking prison island. You know, hey, let's let's actually send the worst of the worst to Australia. How's that sound?
Well, yeah. I mean, it was the original Alcatraz, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. One bit. Hey, you guys, we're gonna send you there where everything tries to kill you.
Right.
You have snakes, you got the lions, you got the tigers, you got the fucking.
Oh, there's other things. I mean, there are spiders the size of hubcaps.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah. Anything there that bites is going to kill you. So
Yeah, and it's ironic that you bring up the act the Puritans because it's I was watching a few shows last night and it was like day by day what happened the initial 2 years that they were there. And I thought, wow, these people, that's hardship because number one, they land in winter or right before it actually got cold. So they lost half of their people in the first 6 months. And they're basically living on a ship while they're trying to actually build housing and all that. And it was rough. And I sat and thought, man, look how easy we all have it. When these motherfuckers were living out in the wilderness, they're surrounded by not very nice Indians who some of them really want to kill them. and that's where I see where we're at. And because we're moving into a whole new world. Because I mean, look at Trump with tariffs. That we haven't had tariffs since I think it was Teddy Roosevelt who originally like wiped out tariffs, wasn't it?
I'd be talking out of my hat. That I don't know.
And because he wiped out tariffs and he actually wiped out trust. And that's what led us into the Federal Reserve. Because once you got rid of the trust system, then you went into regulation basically from the federal government, where you had to apply for you had to request that they allow you to create a corporation, because prior you didn't need it. You launched a company and that was it. You didn't really need the approval of any Washington, D.C., anything local, nothing like that. You ran your company as if it was yourself. It was basically everything was an LLC. It was you actually doing business as whatever trust. And after the Civil War, all that shit went away. Well, they said it went away, but it didn't really go away. You could still legally run a trust. You just had to register the trust with a registration of trust instead of a what do you call it, like declaration of trust. You had to request a trust, and you couldn't just automatically have a trust.
Right.
We're moving into a system where everything is, look how AI, robotics, cryptos are blowing the fucking government away because they can't keep up. It's actually moving way too fast for them because they're a bureaucracy. You gotta hand this file over that file. They gotta read it. They gotta look at all their little regulations and go, well, this doesn't fit. This doesn't fit. Now we have to go in here. We have to check this regulation, and we gotta have this. Well, everyone else is like, yeah, fuck you, we're gone. And so really, what's really happening is reality is the government is irrelevant more and more every year because they cannot keep up with the advancements, and it's only gonna go faster. Have you seen AI lately? Have you played with AI at all lately?
We were talking about that last week. What was who was that podcast with? There were two guys that were futurists that were talking about AI and how they're using AI to teach AI.
Yeah. That was on. It's actually on a show called Moonshots, and these are the guys who are leading AI. And what we need to realize is we've reached a point, just like you said, AI is actually teaching AI. And there have been so many revelations of what this can actually do that I heard one a couple of days ago where they're like, humans are gonna live for hundreds of years because we can re-engineer a human using AI because we can actually create certain proteins and all this other shit where you actually take a pill and it reverses your age. And that's in like 2 years. I don't think people have really wrapped their heads around how weird. And I'll tell you what, Cliff High is right. We are going into woo-woo. We are going into science. Well, what we thought was actually science fiction is moving into reality.
Well, my kids are going to be pissed.
Oh, yeah, they are. They're like, fuck, the old man's going to live a lot longer. I want his Bitcoin. Let's snipe him out somehow.
Yeah.
Here you go, Dad, drink this.
Yeah, read William Shakespeare's King Lear. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Peter Diamandis. Yeah, I think that's his name. It. There's so much advancement that Washington D.C. ain't got a hope in hell to keep up, because it isn't really their. Well, I can't really say it isn't their fault. It's just their structured is so analytic in the digital world.
They try to be analytic.
Yeah.
And to paraphrase the great Tommy Lasorda,
I love Tommy.
When you talk about the OMB and any government agency that's responsible for analysis, they couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we know that to be true.
Yeah. And it's because they want to regulate something that they cannot regulate, because AI is global. China don't give a fuck what Congress says. And Trump realizes that. Look, either we lead on this or we are left behind. And because of how it works, if Russia or China leads, you can't really catch up, because it's a cumulative, and you just grow, because AI is actually teaching AI. So you ain't even reliant on humans anymore. And every week it gets stronger and stronger and more powerful and more powerful. And it's so Trump realizes that, and he was like, hey, we need to lead this son of a bitch, because if we don't, we're not just going to follow, we're going to get left behind.
Well, we saw efforts as that goes when they tried to give up the U.S. leadership with ICANN.
Yep.
I mean,
fucking Obama.
Well, that was Barry, but and Trump is correct. We have to take control of this. Can't let somebody else drive the bus.
Exactly, because and what Trump realizes, and he's right on this, is he is actually saying, get the government out of the way. Let the entrepreneurs run this race for us, and help them, help, because there's so many. This is how crazy it is. Elon Musk wants a power plant right by one of his AI like warehouses. They told him it would be 7 years before he even broke ground because of the regulations.
Yeah,
7 years.
And he said, hold my beer.
Yeah, and he went out and he purchased a power plant and is moving it. I mean, it's sad that our entrepreneurs look at the government as a hassle. So you guys are just going to slow us down. Get the fuck out of the way, because this is a race we can't lose. Because if we lose it and China wins it, guess who's we're going to be sucking for the rest of history. China.
Well,
luckily they're little bitty ones, so it doesn't really matter.
Did you see that the Panama Canal deal has gone sideways?
Really?
Yeah.
Explain, please.
I believe yesterday was the deadline for BlackRock to have completed their deal with Hutchison, which is Hutchison's the one that controls not only that port, but a significant number of other ports. And it's run out of Hong Kong. And China was complaining that they didn't have any direct involvement in the negotiations that was taking place. And so Hutchison seemed to be doing everything they could to not let BlackRock move forward on any proposal or through the negotiations. And so they stiff-armed them to the point where the deadline came and went, and now they have to renegotiate the deal. And I'm thinking, well, they were saying that it appears that China is going to try to elbow their way into the situation, but they're not going to. My understanding is they are not going to take control of that Panama Canal port system that's down there.
Trump will not allow. He will, because people have to realize how important that port is. Trump will send warships down there. That's how serious this is. Because if we lose influence in Panama, that's gonna fuck America big time. And
well, who was the genius? Who was the genius that said that he was giving away the keys to it?
Was that Roosevelt?
No, it's Jimmy Carter.
Oh, that's right. That shithead fucking
Peanut Farmer?
Yeah, Peanut Farmer. That guy fucked this country up so bad it was fucking. The only thing he actually did right was the church hearings. And I think that was him, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Here's the alternative. Is you throw your back into creating a new canal system further up into Central America. I believe it's in the Yucatan. There's an isthmus area that they could go into that they've looked at as a possible replacement for it.
Yeah, but I personally, I would just flat out say, no, it's ours. Screw you guys. Fuck you.
Well, I understand that. I understand that. But we signed over sovereignty and we screwed up.
Yeah. Has that ever slowed us down before? Because we've actually signed a lot of shit and then said, yeah, fuck off.
Oh, I know. But I'm inclined to think that a second one would actually be a little bit more to our advantage if they could do it. In that,
see what you're saying, yeah.
You'd undermine the control that's there in the first place, and you could give franchising rights to the country that you would be cutting through, and I can't remember exactly which one it is, but in the end, you'd have access that couldn't be denied because you're saying we hold the keys to the gate.
Right. Plus, we could actually include we could include that in the actual tariffs as you must use this, port or this shipping lane when you're shipping your goods to us.
Well, the other thing too is if it does go sideways and China does maintain control, we either go all the way around the Cape of South America, because our military ships have to go from Pacific to Atlantic, or they lock them up while they're inside the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
Becomes a bit of a problem.
Well, yeah. Well, if China did that, that's an act of war.
It is. It is. They could have gate failure. I mean, oops.
Oh, yeah. Oops, sorry. Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn the luck.
Yeah.
You know, and really, if we would open a new one, it would be technologically advanced. And you could probably, because then you could set up a much more a higher frequency pass through, which would make it more efficient. Because really, if you've ever seen that, it's a clusterfuck down there.
Oh, it is. It is. They had to widen it.
It's so narrow that you're like, okay, well, if we put two ships in here at once, we're fucked.
Yeah.
And it's so yeah, I wonder how long that would take to actually create something like that. Maybe a few years.
AI. Ask AI.
Yeah. And really,
where?
Yeah, there's a lot of options there. The one I hope they don't choose is war, because I mean,
I agree.
China researched like what's going on over in China, and I actually talked with a friend who lives in South Korea, and China's not doing so hot.
No.
They're fucking real. They're in deep shit, like 2008 fucking deep shit, because their housing prices are dropping like a rock. So they're actually, they've lowered their interest rate, and they are printing up money like it's going out of fucking style. And they're in some deep shit over there. And although they run the country, they got a couple of billion people, or like 1.6 billion people, that they don't want to piss off. And inflation will piss off some people.
Yeah. Not the vast majority are not members of the CCP.
Mm-hmm.
The vast majority.
I think there's only 11 or 12 million official communist people there.
Really?
Yeah. The rest are just average fucking Joes. So you got 12 million against 1.6 billion. Those odds ain't looking good.
Sounds like Custer's last stand to me.
Yeah, no shit. And really, Xi knows that. If you know anything about the history of China, Xi is walking a very thin line, because they will place his ass in a heartbeat if shit goes a little squirrely.
Yeah, he'll suddenly disappear. The last guy disappeared.
And Xi had the other guy a few years ago. They actually had him killed. walked up and shot him like right in the chest or something. I mean, they didn't even hide it. It was like, oh yeah, well, whoops.
Yeah. Have some lettuce and
No shit. And and China, word on the street is they're going to allow certain citizens to purchase cryptos from the government. Now, when I say cryptos, they basically mean Bitcoin, because they see exactly what Trump is actually doing. Trump is moving us away from gold because China holds so much of it. And I've heard so many people like, oh, Trump's going to put us back on the gold standard. The fuck he is. Because the moment he actually did that and they revalued it, China is the richest fucking country in the world. China and India.
Yeah.
I guarantee China holds a lot more gold than we do. I don't give a shit how or if we have any gold at all. Yeah, I completely agree. He's actually going to devalue gold. Dude, now he isn't going to devalue it. He's just not going to revalue it. Leave it where it's at, and then just ramp up fucking Bitcoin. Because now what China could do, which I hear they're doing, is they're going to set their own price of gold. China and Russia. And if that happens, we're off to the fucking races. Because then it's a race of who has a higher price. Is it gold or is it Bitcoin? And once we get rid of Powell, they are gonna print U.S. currency, and they're gonna buy Bitcoin, and that's gonna get crazy.
Well, that's Saylor's strategy, though, isn't it?
Yep, that's exactly what he said. He was like, print the money and buy the Bitcoin while the money has any purchasing power at all.
Right. And so what you do as a result of that is you ultimately end up devaluing gold.
Yep. Because
that's an inherent step with that strategy.
Yeah, because that's exactly what America actually did with silver in the early days. We had a choice. Do we base our currency on gold or do we base it on silver? Well, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, all of them said, fuck that, we are going with silver because the wealthy over in England, they didn't hold silver. They had some silver, but the majority of what they had and what they dealt in was gold. Now, Spain had a shit ton of silver, and if I recall correctly, Spain was basically partnered up with France, I think, and that's who helped us win. And shout out to France, you're a bunch of pussies now, but fucking back in the old days, you guys had some balls.
Unlike Macron's wife.
Yeah, that is a man. There is no way anybody can tell me that is not a man. And did you see her slap the shit out of Macron on the airplane?
Yeah. On Frog One.
Yeah, on Frog One. Yeah. His reaction was the most pussy reaction he'd.
Yeah.
It was like loose, because he knows she's a guy. I'd have lit him up. Took his fucking head off his shoulders. And then thrown her out of the airplane as an example.
Well,
do you think Trump's wife would ever slap Trump?
I don't think so.
Hell no. Hell no. Number one, she's actually a good woman, and she's a woman. And Trump would be like, excuse the fuck out of me. Have you lost your ever-loving fucking mind? Something I definitely want to jump into. How screwed is the European Union in your eyes?
Oh,
yeah. That's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, it is. There's been enough folks who have been creating silent rebellions, or actually vocal rebellions. The Chancellor of Germany, the Prime Minister of Italy, Greece has actually started to move in a more common sense approach or direction. Greece.
Wow.
The fact that they're clamping down on cryptocurrency crimes now and have confiscated some cryptos that were found to be part of that Bybit hack.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, they stepped up, and before that, they never would have. They would have just sat back and not done anything. And their economy's gotten to a point where, well, I don't think it's ever really improved. But I think they're doing that. They're looking around going, we need to straighten this out, and now is the time.
Well, the problem is they're actually moving in the wrong fucking direction. They're like, okay, we're having problems with our currency. We're having a lot of problems with our debt. Let's issue a CBDC. And everyone's like, wait, you want to issue a central bank digital currency, and your reason is so you can manipulate the savings accounts of your citizens.
Is Greece doing that, or the UE? EU.
The EU.
Yeah, I didn't think Greece was doing that. I guess the EU is attempting to do that. Mm-hmm. And I think what they'll end up finding is that I don't know how many will either say, oh, hell no, or they'll back out.
Well, if you've heard what's going on over in Germany, because without them, the EU ain't shit.
Right.
Because they're the only ones who actually make anything. So they're looking at the EU, or the EU, and they're like, yeah, fuck you. You're not going to fucking digitize our fucking productivity so you can share the wealth with the rest of the fucking losers who really don't fucking produce anything, because that is going to screw Germany. And really, they're already screwed, because they actually get their fuel from Russia, from Putin. So,
what is the part of the deal that Trump just struck?
Oh yeah.
That says we're going to be providing. Yeah.
I think we're shipping them what is I think it's actually the natural gas.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think we're gonna ship them a bunch of and cheaply, because Russia, and I'll tell you what, Putin better get his fucking mind right, because Trump is about this much fucking patience left. And Putin is used to actually dealing with Biden. Trump has actually come in and said, all right, guys, just let's kind of settle down. Well, it's reaching a point where Trump's like, okay, now you're pissing me off. And Putin doesn't want America to really get mad at him, because we can shut his whole shit down really quick without launching a single weapon. Because now we have tariffs on our side. And we can basically say everyone who does business with Russia is 100% tariff. And watch how quick Germany, the EU, hell, even China actually might go, ooh, hang on a second. Because Trump is not Joe Biden. He will hold the line and he'll push the line. Now, this is not what I want. I do not want Russia and the U.S. at odds with each other. That's a bad formula. But Trump is also like, look, dude, I'm here. Let's work this out. But if you think you're going to push and push and push, I will punch you in your fucking cocksucker right now, economically, and I will fuck you up. And it's Putin. He needs to realize he's playing a different game now.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I'm not so sure that he's as sound of mind now as he was back when Trump was in the first 4 years. And I'm talking about Putin. Yeah.
Well, Putin, I guarantee this new agreement with the EU has Putin sweating. Because the only reason Russia has any money at all is cheap oil. That's it. Other than that, they got jack fuck. And no one likes them except China, and China only likes them because of the cheap oil. So,
well, they've got ties to Tehran also.
yeah.
I mean, after the power plants went dark, there were overtures of nuclear weapons for sale here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And
that's something else he don't want to play with. Trump is avid that Iran does not get nuclear weapons.
Well, I think anybody of a sound mind would be avid about that. Yeah. We got the clown car in Tehran running the show. I'm honestly, I thought there'd be more internal strife there as a result of what took place.
You would think so. I think culturally they aren't what they were in the late 70s and early 80s, where they were very rebellious. I think they're really rebellious anymore. It's kind of like here in America. A lot of our youth, they don't have that we're free, screw you, type of fucking mentality. They're like, look, as long as I have the web, I'm good. As long as you don't fuck with TikTok, we're good.
Hey, Mom, send down some Hot Pockets.
Yeah, hey, Ma, Hot Pockets. Oh, I'm
kicking ass down here, Mom.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a great game. And that's our youth. Yep. It's like, holy fuck, you bunch of pussies. And really, I blame us. Well, our generation, because a lot of us raised a bunch of pussies. We actually didn't make them work. We babied them. We your feelings matter type of bullshit. Because I don't know about you, Patrick. My dad and like my mom, they didn't give a fuck about my feeling. No one ever asked my fucking opinion of jack shit.
No.
Hell, we were afraid to ask for something at the grocery store. Hey, Mom, can I have some bubble gum? Why, motherfucker, you got money? No. Well, then I guess you ain't getting no fucking bubble gum, are you?
Yeah, that didn't happen. And I'm surprised that the number of incidents that I see in the grocery store where little Johnny or little Jane is throwing a temper tantrum because they can't get what they want. And I recall the days when my kids tried that on us, and it was like met by a wall of silence. And at a certain point, there may have been a swat on the backside.
Absolutely.
And that took the wind out of their sails. We're done with it. No. Or we'll just leave. Leave.
Yeah, it's I can remember actually being at a mall and I actually got lost. Well, they helped me find my mom. She wasn't looking for me.
No.
It was like, he'll turn up. There was no panic. There was no my mom like running around. Oh, my baby. It was like, oh, there you are, you little shit.
One of mine would walk over to the service counter and say that they were lost and gave them their name. And so they would say the child's name over the loudspeaker system. They just wanted to hear that. And I thought it was hysterical.
Oh, good Lord.
That child of mine still hears about it to this day.
Hey, Dad, they said my name.
Yeah. I actually thought about doing it when we were in a restaurant one time.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Your parents are not looking for you.
Yeah.
They want you to come up here and pay the bill. Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Get the fish hooks out of your pocket, damn it.
Oh, that's funny as shit.
No.
All right, brother, you and I have a show here in about an hour.
That is correct.
Could you let everyone know how they can watch that show and what we have offered at CALIX Solutions right now?
Sure. The show is available for folks who have our laptops, either the crypto laptop or the Liberty laptop. You would go to the portal, and within the portal, you would go to CALIX Cyber Suite and subscribe to one of the offerings that are there. You'll get an email every week with a link to the show, and you'll see the archives are there that you can go back and look at over time. As far as what we're offering right now, we have both MacBook Airs and we have Lenovo PCs. We do have custom work. We need to have a phone conversation in order to make that happen, but there are some desktops that we can provide as well. The Macs are, there's two different flavors. One is, it's got 8 gig of RAM and 256 gig of solid state drive. If you're going to be just running wallets and you're going to exchanges, that's the vehicle that you want. That's the device you want to own. If you're going to be running master nodes, you're going to want to goose that up to the next level, 16 gig of RAM and 512 gig of solid state drive. On the PC side, the Lenovo's that we have are i7s. We're looking for some i5s because I have some folks that are asking for them, but they're becoming tough to come by. Lenovo is starting to phase those out, and they're starting to present i9s. So they're amping up their processors and removing the i5s from the marketplace. So those are available. Also, I wanted to talk about some of the things that we're going to be going over in today's show. There was an email that was sent out by way of Calendly for Coinbase. One of the folks here in the office got the email, and the email is saying that it's a friendly reminder that your Connect Web3 wallet with Coinbase, the meeting needs to take place in the next couple of days. Coinbase is going to be phasing out their Web3 wallet soon, and so whoever these hackers are, they're sending out emails telling people that they have to do this Calendly meeting, which is probably through Zoom. It's a legitimate email. They're using Calendly legitimately, but it's phishing offers that are coming from scammers. So if you make that connect, these guys are going to tell you that you need to start verifying and authenticating your Web3 wallet. They're going to send you a link. That link is going to allow you to type in your credentials, and they'll gain access. So just know that that's a bunch of BS. That's a bunch of BS. It was an unrequited request. I mean, the person in the office never had a Web3 wallet through Coinbase. So this is a scattergun approach that the hackers are using. The other thing I wanted to talk about was a guy called me up, and he's not a client. He and I had talked some time ago. He got scammed through a Google phone call, and there was a fake readout on his phone saying Google, read across the phone, and the guy introduced himself as being from Google, and he needed to get some access. There's been a breach that took place. He needed him to click on some links. He was going to be providing him with assistance to get things ready. And this guy kind of backed off and said, I don't think this is right. He got off that call, and then he received another call shortly after that from somebody saying they were from Trezor. It appeared that his stuff had been compromised. So this guy starts getting pelted by messages, phone calls, and texts from known outfits. Now, he has a Trezor, but he never shared that with anybody. These guys are phishing, right? So every once in a while, the blind goose gets a kernel of corn, and they got a kernel of corn because this guy acquiesced. He gave up information. All in all, he ended up talking with 3 people. So he got his pocket picked. And I just want you to know that that's going on out here. If you get a phone call, it's from Google. If it's from any other company that you didn't call them, you didn't send them a text, you didn't send them an email, and suddenly you're getting this phone call from them. Don't answer the phone. If it's legitimate, they will leave a message.
Yes, I never answer the phone with any call that I don't recognize. And even if I recognize it, I usually let it go to the voicemail.
Right.
And then I check that. If they didn't leave a voicemail, no one gets a call back.
Right. Right. And to that point about the Google scenario, I have a cautionary tale that goes beyond what this guy experienced. There were 3 cats who were running a scam, and they ended up stealing $243 million from somebody, but they got caught. They got caught big time. So
we'll actually talk about that on our show.
That is correct. That is correct. Merely a teaser.
Exactly. Everyone over to calixsolutions.io and join us for the call. Guys, I will see you in about an hour, Patrick.
Correct. 59 minutes. Yep.
59 minutes. And everyone else, I hope I see you on that video. All right, guys, have a great day. Love you guys, and I will see you guys later.
Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from CALIX Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from CALIX Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calixsolutions.io.